into 2022 already. And my question for you is, are you buying new hunting land this year in 2022? Have you considered it? What are the steps that you can take to help you buy the right piece of property that you are looking for when it comes to deer hunting, whitetail deer? The first thing, and probably one of the most important things, is seeking like-minded individuals, realtors, brokers, what have you. There's a lot of good realtors here in the state of Wisconsin that specialize in deer hunting land. Cooley Land Company, Weiss Realty, High Point Realty, Whitetail Properties, just to name a few. I know I'm leaving out a lot, but there's some excellent brokers right there, real estate agents that know hunting land. They can help you find the right piece of property that you're looking for within your budget, what your goals are, and everything. And that brings me to point number 2. What are your long-term goals for purchasing a new property? Be it timber harvest in the future. What are you looking for? Are you looking to put in and implement a good habitat plan? Be it food plots, introducing, woody browse food plots, be it red osier dogwoods, introducing those types of things to the property that you're looking at. Does it already have it? What features does the property already have that will help you achieve your long-term goals? Maybe one of your long-term goals is turning over that property, basically flipping that property like we do see, people on TV that buy and flip homes and then sell them. Maybe something like that. Set your budget. Know what your budget is. Work within the terms of those budget, or work within the limitations of that budget, so you don't oversell yourself on a piece of property and overextend yourself, is what I'm trying to get at. But know what your long-term goals are. That's very important to know what your long-term goals are so you can set that budget to the appropriate goals that you are trying to achieve. I have clients on 20 acres. They're young clients. They just started out. They purchased the property back in 2018, southwest Wisconsin, and that, on the day of my visit, that was one of their goals. They want to own the property, turn it into a pretty good whitetail hunting piece of property, take a few mature bucks off, which they have tremendously, have taken some really nice bucks off of there in the short amount of time that they've owned it. And but that's kind of one of their long-term, or one of their short-term goals, I guess you would say, is develop the land into a whitetail haven, harvest a few mature bucks off of there so they have proof that what they've done is working, and sell the property, and then go on to buy a little bit bigger property. This was a first-time investment property for these young gentlemen, and they've done great. And I still like to think, probably assuming that that's what their ultimate goal will be. But the number 4 thing that you can should consider when it comes to purchasing a new property is get to know your neighbors, get to know what they're doing, what their goals are for their properties, for their whitetail hunting strategies. Are they shooting mature bucks? Are they shooting a certain amount of does every year? What are they doing for food plots? What other features and habitat things have they implemented on their property to help them achieve their goals? Are they serious deer hunters? Getting to know your neighbors might also help you with access when it comes to purchasing a piece of property that might be landlocked per se, and help you with your accessibility, which is one of the points here. Number 5, don't just settle for a piece of property. I see a lot of guys that are sold within the confines of their budget, and it's not necessarily a great whitetail parcel to begin with. So don't just settle for a piece of property. And always remember point number 6, a bigger property isn't necessarily a better property. Yeah, there are points and advantages. There are points to be made and advantages to owning a larger piece of property, reducing the number of tags ultimately that are in the area. Buying a 40 that's surrounded by other 40s, that's a significant amount of bucks being taken out every year if that should happen. So, but at the same time, a small property can have a greater advantage than a large property, especially when it comes to hunting strategy and everything else, keeping the pressure low. That's kind of the ultimate thing when it comes to hunting these mature bucks. Less is always going to be more. The less pressure you put on a property, the greater the results that you can achieve. Number 7, let go of the sentiment, guys. I totally understand sentimental value when it comes to land. Growing up as a dairy farmer here in west central Wisconsin, I know what it's like to have neighboring properties come up for sale that connect well to our property. We don't have to travel very far with our equipment and whatnot, and that can pertain to hunting property as well. My point being is, just because it connects to your land or was a family property or anything doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a great property for growing food plots. Might not set up well for access and huntability. Just things like that we need to consider when it comes to purchasing a new property. Number 8, probably the most important of these 10 steps, is location. Very important. How far is it away from your current residence? Are you driving a significant amount of miles to get to your property? Are you able to manage it? Are you able to get there when an impending rain is coming to seed in your fall brassica seedings? If you're doing no-till like I do, a lot of no-till, I'm dependent upon that rain shower coming in, and I'm trying to get to my properties ahead of the rain. I'm fortunate and blessed enough to live very close to the properties that myself and my family own. I'm just, a 15-minute drive away from my furthest property, and if there's a rain coming, I can get to it. But being within, a lot of my food plot clients that I implement food plots for with their plan, my furthest clients are probably 2 hours away, but I can get there ahead of an impending rainstorm with enough time to get the things done that I need to get done ahead of that impending rainfall. So that's another good thing to consider. And it's always a thing to consider, especially if one of your long-term goals is to eventually sell the property after harvesting a few deer off of that property, is location. Because you always got to think of the next guy. You got to step back and take the 60,000 foot view of everything that you do, where the property is located, and stuff like that. Again, accessibility. Are we able to access without creating a large impact on how the deer are using your property? Meaning, are you able to get to stand locations in a low impact manner to influence the deer that you're not even there? Hunting the property like you're not even there. We're not training the deer to our presence. Are you able to get to those far back stand locations that you think you need to have a stand there? You always got to consider how you access the property, how you're going to access the stand. How are you going to get equipment in and out of the property when you're implementing food plots, doing logging, just general maintenance of your property in preparation for the coming hunting season? That brings me to point number 10, hiring a third party, such as myself. It's kind of one new thing that I've offered in my list of services in the last couple of years. I've had a lot of people in the past, a lot of clients in the past ask me about, hey, would you come out and look at a piece of property that I'm looking at possibly purchasing? Or can you take a look at it via an email? or a Zoom call or anything such as those types of services. And it's definitely one of the services that I offer. I have a client right now that I'm working with who is looking at purchasing some property in Illinois, and he's sending me all kinds of aerial photos. We're jumping on phone calls talking about what I think is, which of the properties is a better property and going to fit his budget, and what's going to meet his goals and expectations over the course of the years that he plans on owning these properties. And I just absolutely love helping people when it comes to making a new purchase, and working with realtors and working with my clients so they get the right property that they're looking for. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to cover here today. I may have not went into a lot of great detail. If you have any questions going forward after this video, hey, reach out, leave a comment in the comments. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like this video, if you found it informative. I just hope I'm doing a good job bringing the information that you want. Leaving a comment where I could probably improve and do better. Hey, I'm open to that. I try to keep an open mind so I can bring you better quality content. Thanks for following me, guys. I absolutely love and appreciate it. Take care and good luck with your habitat projects this winter. And always keep living the dream.